Carl Albert was a short man, the little giant from Little Dixie in southeast Oklahoma. When I came back after World War II, I joined the Navy at the end of I was in boot camp when Japan surrendered. I stayed another year in the Navy, came back and went to junior college at Wilburton, Eastern Oklahoma A&M Junior College, Eastern Oklahoma College now. And Carl Albert in 1948 had been elected to Congress. He'd been in the military. He went in as a private, and he came out as a colonel.
Yeah.
A colonel. And can you imagine all these 6'8" men saluting this guy that's standing down here? You know, yes, sir, General. But that's Carl Albert.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I want to mention him is that his life he became my inspiration. Yes, I wanted to be governor, but Carl was in Congress. Now, let me tell you about Carl Albert from Oklahoma. He was born in Bug Tussle, just outside of McAlester. He went to a 2-room schoolhouse for 8 years. He had 2 teachers in school for 8 years, 1 through 4, 5 through 8. Carl Albert, when I was in the college at Wilburton, sponsored a Carl Albert oratorical contest, and I entered that. I'll come back to that. But we became friends. He lived back in the old days before we had Safeway and Walmart and all that. In McAlester, we just had local grocery stores. My dad had a neighborhood grocery store. I grew up delivering groceries on a bicycle, then driving a car. I'd come home every weekend from college and deliver groceries. Carl Albert lived a block and a half from me. He traded at my daddy's store. And every time I delivered groceries to his house, they'd put on an extra 30 minutes because they knew I was going to stay. I'd sit down in his breakfast area when he was home from Congress and drink coffee for 30 minutes, and he was my inspiration. Now, Carl Albert from Bug Tussle, Oklahoma. When he went into the 9th grade, he went to McAlester High. He became a national high school debate champion. He went to OU, became a national collegiate debate champion. He went to Scotland and Ireland and was an international debate champion. The little giant from Little Dixie came back, ran for Congress, got elected, and from Bug Tussle, Oklahoma, became the most powerful man in the United States Congress as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Yeah. Now, why I'm telling you all this story, he went to that 2-room schoolhouse for 8 years, and at coffee one day, when I was delivering groceries to him, he said, "George, now you need to start making your plans about running. You want to be governor. You need to work your way up." Yeah. And I said, "Oh, yeah, Carl, I really need to." He said, "When did you decide you want to be governor?" And I told him that story about in the 9th grade. I wrote down, okay. I said, "I don't even know why." But I just had listened to Roosevelt. I was enthralled by him. And he said, "Well, let me tell you. When I was in Bug Tussle in the 8th grade, the 3rd District Congressman came to Bug Tussle grade school and spoke to our 8th grade class. And he came to the grade school in a horse-drawn buggy wagon. And he was a congressman from the 3rd Congressional District. And he spoke to us, and as he was driving his horses off into the distance, I turned to somebody and said, "That's what I want to be." In the 8th grade at Bug Tussle, Carl Albert said, "That's what I want to be when I grow up, a congressman." Yeah. And he became Speaker of the U.S. House from Oklahoma.